So this video started out a little rough. I went and borrowed a four-wheeler from my stepdad, and I went out and bought a plow. This thing cost about $300, and I found mine at Tractor Supply. But I'll have one down, link below in the description if you want to check it out. Honestly, I recommend buying them in store because you probably can find a little bit of a discount on them. I got this one for like $260 or $70, I can't remember. But anyway, this four-wheeler I borrowed from my stepdad needed a little bit of love before I started using it. As you can see, the headlights hanging off the pull cord needed a little bit of love, and there's just a lot of little things on this four-wheeler that it doesn't really get used anymore, so it just needed a little TLC before we got started. And so as you can see here, the four-wheel drive actually isn't engaging, and it may look like maybe I have the plow set a little too low. But it's actually on the lowest setting, so without cutting this thing up and modifying it, it wouldn't have gone any lower. I was able to fix it up though after a while. It just took me a little bit longer than I planned on it taking me. So yeah, you can see here that it's just stuck in four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive, and I ended up having to get a jack to pull it all apart. So yesterday, as you can see in these video clips, I had a lot of problems with that four-wheeler. I couldn't get it engaged in four-wheel drive. Let's just say that I'm really impressed with how well that four-wheeler is held together and the condition that it is. Because like every ball joint, every bearing, every grease seal on the axles and everything is shot. So that front differential was full of water and mud. But I packed it full of grease and we're gonna send it. It should be fine, hopefully. But it's also, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and we have a storm coming about noon, 1 o'clock, and it's going to storm. It's a definite one, but it's going to storm for the next 3 days. So I want to get this food plot tilled up, and that thing is, it's in four-wheel drive now because I put it back together, and we're leaving it in four-wheel drive for now. Hopefully I don't need to take it out to turn around or something like that. But we're going to till this up, put seed down, so it's going to rain for the next 3 days and be really good for the seed. Alright, let's go. Wish me luck. So of course, once again, I didn't actually get all the video and everything shot that I wanted to. I'm pretty sure I got rained out on this day, but I gotta say that this thing worked extremely well. You can see in the first clips of this how thick those briars were that I had to bush hog over. It did an unbelievable job at breaking everything down, getting all the roots out and everything. I mean, by no means is this a really deep tiller, but it will definitely scratch up the surface 2 or 3 inches so you can get some seed down. And not only is this really good this year, but when I go back next year and do it again, since this food plot is going to be established and maintained, it's going to be so much easier to do this over and over again. Today is the first day we're actually on our food plot. Just checking the progress to see if anything's come up. And so far, I'm not seeing anything. Anyway, today's objective, since it's kind of just a lazy Friday and it's so nice out here, I wanted to come walk around in the woods and check on my seed because a couple weeks ago I put out about $35, $40 worth of seed. I bought a big bag of oats and like other mixtures, like the kind of cheaper stuff that you can buy for food plots. But then I went and spent some money on radishes, turnips, and clover. And I probably should have brought like a machete or something too, but I did not. Ah, that's a briar. And the second objective for today is to obviously hang some trail cameras. I will link these down below in the description as well, but I don't have it on me. But here's a picture of it. This is a dongle that you can, if you have an iPhone, you can buy one for Android, I believe, if you have it. But that dongle allows you to just take the camera out of the, or take the card out of the camera and plug that card directly into your phone. Oh my gosh, there's tons of clover down here. It's just looking really good. Yeah, buddy. All right, gives us something to feed to the deer, so maybe we might actually get a picture or two.
You guys are placed in the center of the food plot, and that's the back right there. That's it. There's a marker somewhere up here in the tree. I don't know if you can see it. Sounds like somebody's running beagles. We're gonna sit here for a minute and make sure that those beagles are stationary.
I just realized that was completely out of context, and man, this fires me up. It's been months since I've seen this footage, but these pictures were taken in early September, and deer season doesn't start until October 1st. First of all, these guys are trespassing. You can see in these pictures that they're clearly looking at my trail cameras, so they know that they're not on their land, yet they continue to keep hunting. On top of that, my land is in a subdivided area, so there's no land out there where anybody could drop dogs and think that they're going to be able to hunt with dogs and not have them go off on other people's land. This is irritating, and I will do everything in my power to get these guys fined or locked up or whatever I have to do, get their guns taken away, whatever, because this is just fucking retarded. I grew up hunting with dogs. I love hunting with dogs, but you got to know where you're hunting. You got to know the laws, and you got to know what you're supposed to be doing and what you're not supposed to be doing. These guys clearly know that they're in the wrong, yet they continue to hunt on my land.
Also, we will be going around sometime this year around the perimeter, probably when all the foliage dies back, and placing no trespassing signs so that I can make absolutely certain I'm doing everything in my power to make sure people know that they are not on their property. And especially because I've got a gun range in my backyard, and I haven't been shooting recently because I'm waiting to get some fill dirt to make a big berm, even though I am shooting uphill. I just want to do everything I can to make sure that I'm not shooting somebody, because that's absolutely something I never want to do. But when I do have it up and running and everything, I don't want somebody to be back here snooping around and get shot and then sue me. Like, you shouldn't have been back here in the first place, but I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that they know that they are not where they are supposed to be.
Alright, I know this video is all over the place, but if you guys hung in there, thanks for hanging out with us. The whole point of this video is just to show that you can create a food plot and plan it and have amazing opportunities provided to you just by planning a food plot. It really didn't take that much time and effort to go and do all this. I mean, it probably took me a week to do, but it was completely worth it. And so these first couple pictures are just from last year, and this buck I thought was really big, and he had a very wide rack, and it may be the same deer I'm about to show you. Here's the beginning of the food plot right when I planted it. And you can see these two deer. There's a spotted doe and a mom. There's a bunch more here, but there's a spotted doe and a mom that walk around out here, and they're here the entire season. And I've actually got to sit and watch them eat out of my food plot on 2 different occasions already. And they're technically big enough, and I could have shot them, but I'd rather see the deer population grow back there. And the bucks that I've seen out here are what I'm really after. Here's that doe with spots and its mom. And this food plot it actually blew my mind how thick it got and how quickly it got there. And so look at this doe on the right, how skinny it is. At the end towards this, that doe it's huge. And so there's a buck right here coming up. And then this fox, we've had that fox in a couple pictures, and these few bucks I've been seeing I thought they were big, but then look at this guy coming up. This is the mount that I want right here. I think this is the first buck that we saw from last year's photos. But look how tall this rack is. It's crazy. I think it's absolutely beautiful. That would be a nice deer to have. But as you can see, he's been very nocturnal. I think that's him way back there. But this was the end of November, and I was in Ohio when this happened. This killed me, man. I could have been hunting this one. Could have had him. You got to go visit family when you have the time. And so these deer are just awesome. I love seeing these two guys together. And actually, I think the little buck ran the big one off at one point. And then look, there's this house cat. Just a house cat hanging out. At first I thought it was a raccoon, but if you zoom in on it, it's just a house cat. That's crazy. I've never seen a cat do that. And then, of course, these last couple pictures, these are my favorite. These are me and my son checking trail cameras, and he loves to do this. Anytime I ask him if you want to go see deer, he has no idea we're back there checking trail cameras. He has no idea what hunting is yet and everything, but he's always really excited to go out there and spend time with me in the woods, and that alone makes everything worth it. And I can't wait to for him to grow up and us to spend time doing that together.